course, first here for Slap News, Power Slap number 4, pre-fight interview with Robert Trujillo. How you doing, my man?
I'm doing good, man. How you?
I'm doing really good, thank you. You're going up
Good.
against Paul Teague. We haven't seen him in a minute, but when you heard that name from Erica, what went through your mind?
Honestly, yeah, like you said, we haven't heard too much of him. I've seen him compete once. I don't really know the guy too much. He seems like a cool dude, but regardless, once they told me I had a match, it didn't really matter the name. I
Mm-hmm.
was excited. I was ready to go. I'm ready to get back to it.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen you for a minute either. I know you had some injuries. Are you all healed up and ready to go?
Yeah. I'm all healed up, 100% healed up. Got everything cleared. So, yeah, I'm fully ready to go.
Awesome, my man. I know you before you had a desire to kind of potentially bridge the gap between slap fighting and MMA. Have you kind of put the MMA stuff on the side burner right now, or are you still training hard? You still have desires to one day make that switch?
Yeah, I'm still training hard. I
Hmm.
actually have a fight. We're looking to line up October 7th.
Okay.
Me and my team already agreed to it. We're just waiting on an opponent and for someone to agree to that. And just I'm still my still main goal is the UFC. So I'm trying to get in. A fight to kind of knock the cage rust off since I haven't been in the
Hmm.
cage in a minute. And just in case the UFC does call me up, I want to make sure I'm fully confident and 100% ready to go to do that as well.
Yeah. I mean, do you think the way in now is either through the Contender Series or through Tough kind of thing? Do you like, are you trying to vie for one of those opportunities potentially?
Yeah, I think the best option for me would be Contender Series
Hmm.
because I'll be able to do my full fight camp at home and I'll just be able to go out there and fight, show
Yeah.
Dana what I got. And I feel like I'm ready for that. I'm ready. I mean, even if they offer me a short notice fight, they
Hmm.
need me to fill in a spot for someone. I think I'll be ready for that as well.
Yeah. Well, man, let's bring it back to Power Slap right now. Obviously, Slap News is focused on that, but we're obviously here to support you in whatever endeavors you do, and obviously, Dane and those guys want to see you be successful as well. So you never know where those opportunities will come and go. I know when you were injured, you had the opportunity to coach. Let's touch on that a little bit. How different was it to be a coach and be able to coach your guys through?
Oh man, it was crazy. I didn't think I was gonna be as busy as I was. I
Hmm.
said okay. I said I might not have to do as much because I've coached guys, I've cornered guys in MMA, and it's a busy job. And I thought it's just we're not doing as much here. I
Hmm.
figured it wouldn't be that busy of a job, and man, I was rolling the whole night.
Yeah.
And it's hard for me coaching because I'm a person who likes being in control, so
Hmm.
I get a little bit more nervous for my guys when I'm coaching than when I'm actually competing myself because I can't control what they're doing in there. All I could give them is that little piece of advice to help them a bit. So I mean it was an awesome experience. I loved it, and but like I said, it was pretty stressful.
Yeah. I hear you, man. I mean, you're coaching, whatever it was, 9, 10 guys, different personalities, needing different things, and being up there for 3+ hours and trying to stay focused and make sure you don't, nothing goes through the cracks. So definitely a big job for anybody who, gets out the opportunity to coach. Looking at Paul T, like you said, we've seen one fight. I'm assuming, did you meet him in person?
Yeah, I met him. I met him in person right before we went into the house,
Okay.
and they were sending them back home. I think that's the one and only time I had met him. Yeah.
Gotcha. So, from seeing him in person and, watching, the fight that he had, what do you see, of him, the person, the character, his stature, and what you've seen from him, up at the table?
Obviously he's a tough dude. He competes in bare knuckle boxing.
Hmm.
He's had a match in power slap. But just for where I am right now as an athlete, competitor with slap, I honestly feel like I can end this guy in the first round, depending if I win or lose the coin toss. I'm gonna eat his slap,
Hmm.
and when I land with that first one, I think I'm gonna put him out.
Okay. Okay. So you're predicting a first round KO.
Yeah, yeah. I'm looking for. I mean, it's gonna be
Yeah.
a devastating one. I mean, I love that extra money, so I'm coming for another
Yeah.
knockout of the night.
Is,
I got it on my last match, so I'm looking to get it again.
is this that 155 or 170?
155. Yeah, so
155.
he's
Okay.
coming down. I don't think he was too heavy for 170. I think he weighed
Hmm.
in at like 165.
Okay.
and I know he fights at 155, so it's more of a natural weight for him as well.
Gotcha. Have they given you any indication of where kind of the future of 155 is going to go? Are they going to introduce a title at any point? Are they going to make it an official weight class? Have they given you any inclination as to where then the direction of that particular division is going?
Yeah, I think they definitely want a full weight class. I think they're gonna start opening up a
Mm-hmm.
few more matches at 155 because I know me and Chris Thomas, we have tons of respect for each other, and
Mm-hmm.
we had talked about doing a catch weight, and we both even had brought it up to Frank, but Frank was like, Chris is my 170 champ, and he
Mm-hmm.
said, I want you to be the guy at 155 if you can make it there. So I'm assuming he wants to open up a championship. I'm assuming he wants to open up the weight class. We just gotta wait till there's more competitors who could compete.
Yeah, yeah, I hear you, man. But it definitely seems to be coming. I think obviously as the guys are taking power slap much more seriously now and shedding some of that excess weight. I think you look back to some of the original rehearsal stuff. March the year before the road to the title came out, and you seen guys definitely had a lot more body fat on them. Guys like John Davis fighting at heavyweight, now dropping down obviously to middle. So you're seeing more of that progression, through and through. Obviously, Austin Turpin going from heavy to light heavy, seeing Ron Beta go down as well, seeing Amir Nuruddin go from light heavy down to middle. And then we see obviously a ton of guys, like Jewel Scott going down to one, obviously to fight yourself at 155. And so we're probably seeing more of a progression with that as guys are taking it more seriously, getting themselves in better shape. It definitely hasn't been something for you. I mean, what is your walk around weight? Like do you fight MMA at 155 or 145? Or
I
can you
actually
do
fight
both?
at 135, 135.
135.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's even less than I thought.
So 155 is my
Okay.
usual walk around weight,
Okay.
and
Okay.
that's on a good healthy day. I think my last match, I weighed in at 155, and then on the
Mm-hmm.
actual match day, I was a little nervous, so I was peeing a lot more.
Yeah.
So I think I went into they checked my weight. I think I was like 151 on the actual match day. So
Okay.
I
Okay.
just I walk around at this weight, and
Mm-hmm.
like you said, I think now that a lot of guys are taking it more serious and they're bringing in more like legit athletes who
Mm-hmm.
know how to cut weight and know how to be stronger at a smaller weight.
Yeah.
I think a lot of these guys are taking it more serious because, like you said, I mean, there's tons of guys who are looking to drop weight classes because
Mm-hmm.
they see guys coming into their weight class that are a lot bigger than them, and they're like, "Oh shit, well, maybe
Yeah.
I don't belong in this weight class."
Yeah.
But like I said, I mean, for me, I feel like my strength in power slap is I'm always fully strength and fully healthy, ready to
Mm-hmm.
go at 155 because this is my natural weight. I don't really have to do anything, so I bring all my power, all my speed, everything to the table whenever I do go out.
Yeah. I mean, obviously you being able to be a coach, having some time off, seeing kind of the evolution of the sport. Are we going to see a different Robert Trujillo up there at the table this time around from last time?
No, I still coming with my style. I feel like I have
Mm-hmm.
one of the best styles there is. I kind of have a blended style of a lot of people's techniques. I've been striking my whole life, so I kind of know
Mm-hmm.
what to put together to bring out the most power by staying within the rules.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, some people will get a low wind up, and so I feel like some people go a little too low. I know exactly where to drop my hips and explode
Mm-hmm.
for the most power I could get from that stance. So yeah, I mean it's definitely gonna be the same me, but a lot more power, a lot more speed. I've been working my same style, but I've been doing different techniques to put strength into it and to add a little bit more speed. And then along with my MMA fighting, it helps keep me crisp. I mean, it helps keep my
Mm-hmm.
neck strong for when I'm wrestling and stuff. Keeps the neck strong because that is our shock absorber on these strikes. So
Absolutely. I'm just trying to pull up Paul Teague's stats, but if correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure he's going to be taller than you. I just don't know by how
yeah,
much.
I mean, he's taller than Dana White, so he's probably at least 5'11".
Okay, okay. Yeah, so I mean, obviously, yeah. So Paul Teague, actually, I'm just pulling up here right now. What do we got him at here? They're showing him at actually. They don't have his height. Just says 23. So that's I don't know what that is, but yeah, definitely not the right height in there. But young guy, tough guy. I know you fought Anthony Green, who was a taller guy as well. Are you kind of predicting, him and Anthony being, similar heights and kind of that same type of approach you're going to have to do?
Yeah, same height and yeah, same approach, and for me, I mean, fighting a taller guy has always been my favorite. Whether
Mm-hmm.
it's been boxing, MMA, and now the slaps, going against someone taller to me is an advantage from my viewpoint.
Mm-hmm.
And so whenever me and Joel were matched up, I was kind of waiting to see how it'd go because we are around the same height,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a little bit harder to find that button on a guy a little bit shorter because you're having to aim down. Whenever I'm coming at a taller guy, I'm aiming completely up into his chin.
Yeah.
And same thing with fighting. I'm a shorter guy, so I like to get in close and throw a lot of overhands, and I kind of practice my slap the same way I would throw an overhand punch. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I kind of picture him being the same type of build, and I'm just gonna throw my strike the same exact way I did with Anthony.
Yeah, actually, yeah. And Anthony's 5'11", so if to your recollection, if it's the same, it could be very, very similar. Between the two, and it's funny you talked about power slap number one against Jewel Scott. That's still one of the moments that stuck out of my mind the most of the entire event, to be honest with you, because it was the first match of the night. It was like a gunshot going off when you hit Jewel and when he went down. It was the first time I got to see a slap fight in person, and it definitely left an impression on me for sure. Do you think from his standpoint, do you think throwing downwards at the shorter competitor changes the trajectory of the slap? And then are you going to make any adjustments because you know that he's coming at a different angle than someone like Jewel who's, more your height?
Yeah, and yeah, I definitely have to make adjustments on my defense because a taller fighter is changing his trajectory. He's
Mm-hmm.
depending on how he throws a strike, he's probably gonna have to aim downwards. And with Jewel, he was aiming pretty. He was coming up kind of the
Mm-hmm.
same angle that I come up. So I knew I was gonna be taking Jewel's shot clean on the chin. And with this guy, I'll be taking more on the cheek downwards. So you never know, it might catch my neck a little bit. So I got to just make sure I know I'm going to catch something along that area and know I'm going to be ready
Mm-hmm.
for it.
Awesome, my man. Appreciate you very much. One last question for you. Bloodline Athletics, what have these guys been doing, man? They're coming out every single time to support you. They're always out there. Drop a plug to them, shout out of where, because obviously they're supporting you along the way. And so where can people support them?
Yes, sir, man. You can follow Bloodline Athletics on Instagram. We got our Facebook as well. It actually started out as a day hoodie collection, and he started doing. I was his first sponsored fighter, and now he has, I think, over 500 fighters under his line. He's a clothing line for fighters. He does all my walkout gear, all the gear you see me with on the TV show, besides the slap gear, and
Mm-hmm.
all the stuff you see me at the fights. It's always stuff that he puts on for me. My biggest support team for sure, and we're looking to move on to the slap world as well. We want to start sponsoring these slap fighters. I know we got our slap gear, but at the same time, I think it's gonna start. It's getting popular enough to we can start getting our own merchandise,
Mm-hmm.
and to have someone like that there backing us, I think it's awesome. So yeah, I mean, definitely give Bloodline Athletics a follow, and we'll get all the slap fighters, geared up and ready to go for slap days.
Cool, my man. Appreciate you, dude. Much love. See you there in Vegas.
Thank you,
Travel
man.
safe.
Yes, sir. We'll see you.